I woke up to see my bank account empty. Every single penny gone. My dad had drained it overnight just because I refused to cover my sister's $27,000 debt. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I said nothing. And then, the next morning, a loud knock at my door changed everything. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted or felt powerless when your own family turned against you, hit that subscribe button now. Like this video and stay with me, because this isn't just a story of revenge. It's a lesson in justice done right. I had always been the responsible one in my family, the one who managed my finances, paid my bills on time, and tried to keep the peace whenever my sister made a mess of her own life. And my sister, she had a way of borrowing money she couldn't repay, then charming everyone around her into forgiving the debt. Until one day, it hit 27, an amount she had managed to rack up on credit cards, loans, and who knows what else. I had my own plans. I was saving for a new apartment. My career was finally gaining traction, and every dollar counted. When Dad called me that evening, his tone sharp and accusatory, I already felt the tension rising like static electricity. "I need you to cover it, sweetheart," he said, voice smooth as silk, but I could hear the threat behind the words. "Your sister's in trouble again." I froze. My mind raced. I had two choices: give in and bail her out yet again, or stand my ground. I chose the latter. "No, Dad," I said quietly, feeling my heart pound like a drum in my chest. "I won't pay for her debt this time." Silence on the other end. Then, almost chillingly calm, "You're making a mistake." I should have known something was coming, but I didn't. Not until I logged in to check my account that night. Every cent gone. My savings, my paychecks, everything. My blood ran cold. My fingers trembled over the keyboard, refreshing the account over and over, hoping for a mistake. But there was no mistake. Dad had emptied my account. I didn't scream. I didn't call him names. I didn't cry. I sat in silence, my chest tight, my hands shaking, and just planned, because at that moment, I realized something important. I had the power to respond not impulsively, but intelligently. I spent that night thinking. Every detail mattered. I knew my dad's patterns, his pride, his ego. I knew how he loved control, how he believed he could manipulate everyone in his family to bend to his will. And I also knew one thing: revenge, when executed correctly, was a weapon far sharper than anger. The next morning, I woke to a loud knock at the door. My heart skipped. I knew it was him. My dad. I could hear his voice before even opening the door. "Why aren't you answering your phone? This is serious." I opened the door. He smiled, that smug, self-satisfied smile he always wore when he thought he had won. But something had shifted. I stood tall, calm, and cold. "Good morning, Dad," I said, my voice steady. "Did you sleep well after emptying my account?" His smile faltered. I did what I had to do for your sister." I let the silence hang between us. I wanted him to feel it, the weight of my disappointment, the magnitude of what he had done. He had crossed a line, and he didn't even realize it. "You're right," I said finally. "You did do what you thought you had to do, and I understand that. But I also understand something else. There are consequences for every action." He frowned, confused. "What are you talking about?" I reached over to my laptop, open and ready. I had spent the last night setting up a few things carefully, methodically, with the precision of someone who had been wronged but refused to lose control. "You emptied my account," I said, "but you underestimated me. You see, I've been smart, saving some money under other accounts, diversifying my assets, and I've taken a few precautions that, let's just say, protect me from impulsive family decisions." He tried to interject, but I held up my hand. "And there's more," I continued, my pulse steady, my anger controlled. "I've documented everything, every withdrawal, every unauthorized transaction. And I've spoken to the bank. They've frozen your ability to access my accounts moving forward." His jaw dropped. The confidence, the smugness, the entitlement gone. "Wait. What?" he stammered. "Yeah," I said, stepping aside to let him look at the screen. "I didn't just sit and let this happen. You can't undo what you did, Dad, and now legally, it's considered theft." He turned red, fumbling for words. "But your sister needed it. She needed help, sure," I said, voice sharp but controlled. But that was her responsibility, not mine. And definitely not something you could justify by taking my money without asking. He tried to argue, to charm, to manipulate. But I wasn't the same daughter who would give in at his insistence. I had spent years learning to protect myself. And that morning, I executed my plan perfectly. The revenge wasn't cruel. It wasn't dramatic in the way movies make it seem. It was precise, proportional, and undeniable. He had taken from me, and now I had taken back control not just of my money, but of my dignity. And the best part? The very next day, I watched him try to reconcile with me. Humiliated and powerless, fumbling through apologies, realizing his actions had consequences he couldn't charm his way out of. I stayed calm throughout. I didn't gloat. I didn't rub it in. I simply let him see the results of his own arrogance. There's a certain satisfaction in that, the quiet knowledge that justice doesn't need shouting. Over the next few days, Dad's attempts to regain control fizzled. My accounts remained secure. I never confronted my sister aggressively. She had to face her own debts now, and that was her responsibility. The lesson was clear. Boundaries matter, and crossing them has consequences. I finally felt a sense of liberation I hadn't realized I was missing. The betrayal still stung, but the empowerment, the reclaiming of my life and resources, made it fade. My dad, once untouchable in his own mind, was humbled not by shame alone, but by the inescapable consequences of his actions. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge isn't about shouting or drama. It's about precision, patience, and self-respect. Justice, when earned, is sweeter than any moment of rage could ever be. I learned that standing your ground doesn't make you cruel, it makes you resilient. What would you have done if your family betrayed you like this? Comment below and share your story. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a story where justice is served perfectly.